So today we get to move inside the house and start ripping up these stone floors in our 200-year-old house. And later on in the video, we are going to be announcing our first ever group tour. So if you want to travel around Italy with us, stick around and make sure you check that out. If you are new here, I'm Heather. This is my husband Brady, and we have two beautiful girls, Alexa and Chloe. Originally from the US, we have decided to renovate this historic property together in the foothills of the Italian Alps and establish our new home here in Italy.
Today we are completely ripping up the stone floor in hopefully at least 2 rooms. We'll see how it goes. But we're gonna start in this room, which will be our kitchen. And every single stone in here has to be completely removed so that we can dig down in order to run our plumbing.
Wow!
Some good stone. So before we get too far into this, I want to kind of explain why we are destroying such a beautiful floor and ripping it up. We actually don't even have a choice. Code requires that we remove all of the stone and dig down a solid meter into the earth. That will allow us to lay down a vapor barrier and some insulation. All of that is completely required by code. We would not be able to live in the house if we didn't do this. Nice one, kiddo. Do you remember what that's called?
No.
Leverage.
Oh, yeah.
Leverage. Yeah. Good work. That's gonna be a heavy one. Please be careful. Want me to pick it up for you?
No.
Wow.
Yes.
Yes. Nice work. High five.
Alexa got a really big one.
So Chloe's job is to come in the cracks and get out the small stones and the dirt so that we can bring in the big spike to wedge the stones up.
That one.
You guys are being really helpful. Is it okay if I just let you guys do all the work today?
Yeah.
I think we've reached the level in our parenting that now we just get to sit back and let the kids do everything.
It's a big one. Daddy, you've almost got it.
Chloe, do you want to use this?
But I kind of like this.
You can do it like this. Yeah, this will help you pry it up.
Oh, here's the I don't want to use this. I kind of like my thing better. I almost got it. This one. Almost. Yeah.
Here, may I help you?
No, don't help me. I don't
Let
want
me show you. This is called leverage. So you put it here, now you push this way.
Oh,
Or
okay.
you can push this way.
Daddy, I don't get
Okay,
it out.
you try.
I want this.
You don't want the leverage, okay.
I kind of like this. Whoa, got a small one out.
Good job, Chloe.
Maybe I might use the leverage.
I don't want to live up the floor, but we have to. Goodbye, sweet floor.
Oh. It's my biggest one. That's why it's hard. Yeah. What's the leverage thing again?
Oh, yay! Chloe! Woohoo! She got a big one.
Chloe!
Okay, careful, don't lift it up too high. All right,
Chloe got a big one.
Chloe.
Daddy,
I would accept that second one.
I got lots of rocks, but this one's the biggest.
Wow, Chloe, look at all those rocks you got. You proud of yourself?
Yeah, but I can't get up because
Yeah.
the big rock at the bottom.
Yeah, why'd you put them on top of yourself?
Because I couldn't get up because of the big rock.
Woohoo!
And I kind of got the muscles to do that.
You got big muscles.
Oh, it's the leverage.
So the main reason code requires us to dig this floor up is because of rising damp. If you're not aware of what that is, it's basically water's ability.
I'm not aware of it.
It's water's ability to defy gravity, and you can see this stone is completely soaking wet. All of this dirt is wet, even though it hasn't rained for quite some time. That moisture will kind of seep up through the stones into the air and create moldy problems if we decide to close up this house. Right now there's no mold present because there's no doors and windows, proper doors and windows, so the air is circulating. But if we were to simply close everything up, we would have drastic problems making this house livable. So the law does require that we rip up the floor and put a moisture barrier as well as insulation in the floor before we're allowed to live here.
Woo!
Daddy,
Where do we put it? it.
Bring back the wood.
I got it, Daddy.
Good job, Chloe. I'm proud of you.
It's so ginormous.
Ginormous. Watch your fingers.
We're not as big as Alexa catchers.
So the plan is to save all the stones and use them in a future project, maybe a patio or possibly the floor of a greenhouse someday. But we are saving and putting back some of the floor.
So our plan is to keep the floors in the entryway and the fireplace room as they are, but we do have to still rip them up. So we are going to number them so that we can put them back exactly how they are now. So that'll be a little bit challenging, but I think it'll be doable, and in the end, it's just gonna be gorgeous.
I don't know if you can see it, but this stone here has been so perfectly laid together. And it has a very weathered look to it from 200 years of people walking over the stone. So this stone, from the entryway to the living room, fireplace room in here, we're gonna put back exactly how it was.
We do have a bit of exciting news to share with you guys. We have decided that this summer we are going to actually host our first ever group tour. We are going to be going around Italy. I cannot wait. It's going to be so much fun.
We have talked about doing a group trip for years now, and it's finally coming true. We're gonna spend a couple nights in Venice, spend a lot of time in Tuscany. We're gonna do a vineyard tour, some cooking classes. I think we even have a private chef cooking us dinner one night. We're also gonna visit the hot springs of Tuscany.
If you like the way that we travel and you would like to come travel with us, please check out the link in the description.
Or if you're watching on your TV, you can scan the QR code because we're fancy like that. You can use the camera app on your phone. It'll take you right to the website to learn more about the trip. And if you're interested in booking the trip, make sure you click that button that says join the trip and leave your email address because Wednesday, December 21st, 2 p.m. Eastern time, the trip will go live. And that's when you'll be sent an email and you can book from there.
You need help? I'll help too.
Okay, everyone's gonna help.
Except Mommy.
2, 1.
Ah!
Watch fingers. You wanna help me with this one, Chloe?
Oh, yeah.
Come stand right there, okay? Okay, we gotta be careful that we don't pinch our fingers. Okay, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Ah! Okay, watch fingers. Good job, Chloe.
It's all the walks to catch.
Are you having fun?
Yeah.
Good.
Oh,
Well, I'm doing all the work.
Good job, Alexa.
ta-da! Daddy,
There we go.
Nice work, kiddo.
would you like to help me take all of my pile?
Here, I'm gonna help you with that, okay, buddy?
Thanks.
Woo!
Oh, a little bit higher. Oh, perfect. Ooh, nice one. Oh. Who's ready for lunch? So as the temperature is now getting below freezing every night, I'm gonna have to figure out something for our kitchen. Otherwise, we're going to come to the property and have a frozen sink and frozen pipes, and we need to be able to cook throughout the winter. I haven't figured out what that is yet, but I need to get on that. Do you ever get tired of eating potatoes?
No.
Who would ever get tired of eating potatoes? Come on.
What are you guys doing up here?
We're making a clubhouse we're making a clubhouse, but we ran out of wood.
Did you assemble this wall?
I hammered it myself.
Is that what's been so noisy?
Yep.
Ta-da!
Nice.
Alexa, can I have wood for my house?
The girls found scrap wood, hammers, and are building a fort.
That's, on one hand, that's really awesome. On the other hand, that sounds like I should be terrified that they're going to hurt each other.
No, they're just gonna scratch the flooring that we're gonna use up there,
Oh.
but that's okay.
Nah, they're having fun.
Time to get back to work.
Get it! Please!
That's the biggest one
I
yet.
can't hold it for
Alright,
long.
I got my foot under. Ah, my foot!
I'll help with this.
Holy moly.
I'll help.
Nope.
Okay. Lift with your back, not your knees.
Lift with your butt, right?
I don't know.
What are you supposed to lift with? Coming up a lot faster than I thought it would.
Yeah, we've also another whole row. Rocks. Get my back.
Okay. I need your help picking this one up, okay?
Okay.
You got the heavy side, is that okay? You got it? Good work.
It's not.
Whoa.
Whoa, Chloe.
Nice muscles, kiddo. So digging up this floor, understandably, has been the thing that I've been the most nervous about because depending on what we find underneath the stone, it's going to change the project and the budget of the project dramatically. So the biggest unknown is what we will discover underneath the walls. How deep do the existing stone walls go? And are they deep enough? Or are we going to have to build the walls around the house underneath the existing walls? Because again, we have to dig a full meter underneath the current level. And if the stones only go a few inches or 20 centimeters or so, then we will actually have to build additional wall underneath the existing walls. Boy, that's the heaviest stone in the whole house.
Chloe. You did it!
Chloe, you got it all loosened up for me, and I really appreciate that.
I'm gonna help.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. Let me. How can I help you? Wow, that's a big one.
It's gonna want to tip the bucket a little bit to keep the bucket in place.
Everyone, let go! Let go.
Hey, good job, everybody.
Woo!
You girls helped a lot.
Good job, girls. Couldn't have done that without you.
Especially me.
Especially
When I loosened it
you.
up.
You loosened it all up.
Doesn't want to move.
Wow. Whew. That one's a doozy.
Look how good I am at stacking stones. I could have built this house in a whole this week.
Stella. So, brief update on Stella. Of course, immediately after it happened, we called the previous owners, we talked to donkey experts, and there's definitely a lot of different opinions on what could have happened. It seems that she very much does not like the change that's happening. So she does not like the new gate, she does not like the stairs, and anytime I walk to her enclosure or her shelter down there, she just freaks out. So there's been several occurrences of her kind of panicking, and it's always been when I approach her shelter. So I think that she's really struggling with the change that's going on. Of course, she needs a four-legged friend, but that in Italy, that's not a simple thing. We've owned the property for months now, and Stella just legally became ours a week ago. In the end, we're gonna do the best thing for Stella, but these things do take time. So we are almost finished, and then I cannot wait to dig a couple holes in this floor. We can't dig up the entire floor as deep as we need to. That'd be very dangerous. But I'm gonna dig a couple of, we'll call them pilot holes. Dig down a meter just to see how far the wall extends. And I might dig them in a couple different spots, maybe in the center of the floor and at two different points along the wall, because I'm definitely anxious to know what have we gotten ourselves into. I've been trying to put on a brave face through this entire process, specifically about this floor. This is kind of a make it or break it moment of if we dig down and we find bedrock, or we dig down and we find that the stone walls don't go down very far at all, it will drastically change the budget of the project and drastically extend the process of rebuilding this house. So I'm looking forward to digging those holes and having some sense of an idea of what we've gotten ourselves into. It's hard to tell, but we are almost finished.
Woo-hoo! We're getting
Just
so
have
close.
this little strip over there, and that strip over there, and Chloe's little tower that you very conveniently built right in front of the doorway.
I don't need that anymore. I need a souvenir from it.
Oh, you made a souvenir? Whoa, I like how you tied a ribbon around it.
Just to make sure it won't fall down.
That's really creative.
This has definitely been a lot of work, but it's been really satisfying, and I'm so excited to finally be really working on the inside of the house. It makes me feel like we're actually moving forward in some way, even though it's still gonna be so long before this room looks like a kitchen. It's like the first step. I'm so excited. This is awesome. Oh my goodness. Whew. What are you doing, Chloe?
I'm digging for artifacts.
That's cool. You definitely could find an artifact here, huh?
Yeah, because the house is an artifact. Look how dirty it is.
We did it!
Woohoo!
I feel like I'm gonna be like permanently hunched over tomorrow. There's no good way to like lift things up. So, but we're down to a dirt floor. And I really want to dig that hole.
I know. I am so
Really?
excited to see, or nervous.
I'm not excited. I'm anxious about it.
It'll answer a lot of questions.
Yeah. I don't think I have it in me to dig a 1 meter tall, which is as tall as Chloe is, hole tonight. So I'm gonna save that for tomorrow. It's a bit of a cold morning. I left the tap open so that as the pipes freeze, it's able to expand and let water out, but clearly not winterproof here in our current kitchen. Last night I removed the P-trap from the sink because I knew that would freeze, but there's not really that much I can do about the hose freezing. I just need to make sure that it can expand so that it doesn't break anything. But what's most important to make sure doesn't freeze is this water main supply line. I've gone ahead and I removed all of the previous insulation that was here and kind of wrapped it in a little bit of a stronger insulation, and then made this makeshift insulation box that I still need to kind of tape up and perfect a little bit more. All of this, of course, just needs to be a bit temporary to keep things from freezing, because eventually we will be moving all of these supply lines and getting them into their permanent spots. Might have just hit bedrock a couple inches down. So there's no sugarcoating this. This is about as bad of news as we could have gotten. The dirt only goes down a couple of inches, and then you immediately hit bedrock. What that does to the budget and the project is fairly catastrophic. It just makes the digging process significantly more expensive by an order of magnitude. There's no way to know if the rest of the area is that way, but essentially we have to dig down a meter about this deep through the mountain without the ability of bringing in heavy machinery, because you can't fit heavy machinery through the door. A little too early to firmly tell, but that's about as bad of news as we could have gotten. Can you see this? I've managed to get between a piece of the stone, and it seems to be, 5 feet in diameter. It's moving the earth completely. Yep. Shoot. So you can see I just broke this off from the mountain. It's solid underneath. So this is how they would have made all of the stones for the property. Slowly chipping them away from the mountain. It almost seemed like there was like a false floor underneath of another layer of stones. But no, I chiseled that away out of the mountain, and the leftover pieces are right next to it. So that's going to be the process, which is like, I can't even begin to process through that. That's a fairly catastrophic discovery. So I need to make a new gate for Stella so that she can take advantage of her winter terrace, where we've been saving the grass all year, letting it grow up a little bit higher so that she has a little extra fresh grass before we have to switch to hay. The reason I need to make a new gate is because over here in the corner we've planted our garden. We've got some garlic growing, but another garden that we'll use next spring, and she will definitely tap into that and munch through that if we don't block her off from it. So I need a tape measure. I've been looking for the last full hour. I own 5 tape measures. I cannot find a single tape measure. There's something with me and tools. There's certain tools that I lose. I lose tape measures, pencils, and knives. So I tend to own half a dozen of all of them, and then eventually I can't find any of them, and that is the predicament I find myself in right now. Anybody else here watch The Newbies? John Newby, if you're watching this, I find it highly convenient that you blamed your toddler for losing your tape measure. Here I am with 5 tape measures, not a single one to be found. I think it's probably just a guy thing in misplacing our tools. So I've taken what will be our bedroom someday and I've turned it into a temporary garage/workshop. I've got storage behind me for all of the tools so that I can finally stop spending hours looking for a tape measure. And hopefully this will allow me to have, one, a warmer place to work, and 2, stay more organized. So I still haven't been able to find a tape measure. This is all I have to work with.
Wonder why we were something.
So Christmas is now just a week away, and in the spirit of Christmas, we've decided that anyone who enrolls in our travel hacking course will automatically get a free copy to gift to somebody else. So if you aren't aware, our travel hacking course is where we teach people how we've been able to book flights to Italy for less than $6, or how we can travel for an entire month internationally for less than the average family spends driving to the beach. And of course, this is how we support our family. This is how we put food on the table. So thank you so much for supporting us. And if you're interested, head to raisingvoyagers.com to enroll in the course. And from now until December 25th, you will automatically be emailed with a free copy to gift to a friend. So now that the last room in the house has temporary lighting and electricity, it is time to rip up this stone floor. So I had previously already started on this floor, just got a little bit of the stones out, but this was the old barn, and the reason they laid the stones vertically like this instead of horizontally like the rest of the house is so that the cow urine would run through the stones. So I'm going to be masking up for this one, of course, and then as we dig out the dirt, we're going to use that as compost. Should be great for the garden we have going. So the fun part about all of this is I already have a plan for all of these stones. It's going to take quite a long time to get to the point where it's time to execute on that plan, but I'm going to be storing them close to the house where we will someday be using them in the future. So it's not lost on me how much of someone's work I'm undoing. I can't even imagine how long it would have taken to find and assemble all of these rocks and cut them into the right shapes and to build this floor. And I'm so quickly tearing it apart. But the reality of Italian code with all of the floor is we will never be allowed to live here unless we first tear it up. This particular floor never was that practical for us, so we're not going to be putting it back how it was. We haven't quite figured out yet what we're going to use for flooring, but especially considering what these stones have been through with the livestock living in here, not the best flooring for us in a livable home. So I grew up on a small family farm in Michigan, and we also had a rock pile from gathering stones from around the property. And despite the fact that I was always told I cannot climb on the stone pile, I always managed to do so. So assuming I passed on just an ounce of my mischievousness to the girls, I decided to try to stack the stones in a way that wouldn't fall if they did try to climb on it.